This week's midweek poetry break, I have a poem from Richard Tillinghast's new book, Night Train to Memphis. And there are so many good poems in this book, but I chose Sweeping for today's midweek poetry break because I love the way it takes a really ordinary activity and uses that as a jumping off point for some meditations on some much larger things. So here is Richard Tillinghast's Sweeping. 1. A woman squatting with dusty heels looks up into the blue sky stretched overhead. Toward both horizons, east and west, beyond her yard, rows of cotton plants extend. This morning of the world, she sweeps parallel lines into the dirt, humming an introspective tune. 2. Hear the crisp shh of sweeping, that perfectly mindless, quick, sibilant rasp. There was always dirt, but the desire for order, how many lifetimes ago did that emerge? Broom straw over bare soil or sand? In what camp or cave? What border town on the outskirts of empire? 3. At first, they must have bundled twigs, rushes, reeds together, our forebears, bound them with strips of hide. Someone would know, not me. But do you remember when we were children in Memphis around the time of the 2 wars in Europe, and the country people would come to town with their mules and wagons, calling out watermelon and red ripe tomatoes, and selling little bundles of sassafras roots? And the blind men, too, soft-fleshed, shuffling, shirts poorly tucked in, peddling the brooms they made. I stared unabashed into their blue moon eyes, not able to ponder the connection between those 2 essentials, a skill for the unprotected and our fight against the dust we inhabit, the fight we always lose. That's a poem by Richard Tillinghast for the Midweek Poetry Break.